and last season wasn't really about making the postseason, Kevin, for this group. Soon that will have to be the goal, as patience will wear thin within that fan base.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Chris Humphries has checked in for Splitter. Millsap comes in for Scott, and it's Corver in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Orlando also making some changes. Gordon's checked in for Smith, and it's Watson in for Brandon Jennings. Schroeder kicks to Millsap. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
Well, it's been a while for the Magic in regards to the postseason. Another year of missing postseason play. This latest playoff drought comes after they made 6 straight trips to the playoffs from 2007 to 2012.
Atlanta making some changes. Al Horford's checked in for Cephalosha. And it's Teague in for Dennis Schroeder. Orlando also making some changes. Vucevic checked in for Andrew Nicholson. Hezonja comes in for Fournier. And it's Oladipo in for Marvin.
And overall, this Orlando franchise has been pretty consistent in making the playoffs. They've had 14 playoff trips since the inception of the franchise back in 1989. Given how hard it can be for expansion teams, you have to say that's a solid mark.
Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. The Hawks leading. Here's Teague. 5 points in the game. He kicks to Horford. A baseline J. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Horford's got his first points of the game. Last season, Atlanta showed just how much fun a team can have playing team basketball, a complete team effort. We use that word a lot. You don't see it much in the NBA, but boy, they epitomize the club.
Yeah, they sure did. Refreshing to see a team do that well collectively without a real superstar. Just a solid group that understood their roles and played them perfectly.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
And, folks, it's not like the Hawks didn't have talent. I mean, they did have 4 All-Stars last year. None of them voted in, however.
Bazemore is checked in for Chris Humphries. Orlando also making some changes. Dwayne Dedmon comes in for Nikola Vucevic. And it's Peyton in for C.J. Watson.
You know, what shows you just how team-oriented the Hawks were last season was this stat. They never had anybody score more than 30 points for them in the game all season. Millsap had 30 points once early in the year, and that was the high mark for the team.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Atlanta?
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Here's Bazemore, guarded by Oladipo. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, it's the 3rd straight year now for the Magic where they finished at the bottom of the Southeast Division. I mean, there was some shuffling at the top, but the Magic still couldn't make up any ground on the rest of the division.
For the Orlando Magic, they were once the powerhouse of this Southeast Division. Took home 3 straight division titles, 08, 09, and 10.
Yeah, and Kevin, that just goes to show how fortunes can change in the NBA. The Magic just can't get any momentum, it seems, and until they start building around something, they'll still have problems in the rough and tumble Southeast.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon. And here is Teague. He has 5. There's 57 seconds left here in the second. Pass to Millsap. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
Bazemore dishes to Korver. And the Hawks getting another basket right there. The Magic trail by 7. Payton drives in. Oladipo left side. The feed to Gordon. Puts up the baby hook. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
I can't believe defenders are not aware. They cannot allow him that position.
Yeah, you're right about that, Greg. He's put a no trespassing allowed on that spot of the floor. It's all his.
Here's Teague. And again, it's Atlanta. 5 seconds left to play here in the half. And then Gordon with the dunk.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Hawks ahead. They're up by 5. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. It's been quite a game for Elfrid Payton.
That slasher mentality was on display in that
I tell you what, he's got that great first step, and he must have had some quickness porridge or something because he looks a little faster today than normal.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. It's been quite a game for Elfrid Payton.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
And so in the game for the Magic, Gordon and Vucevic together in the post. The backcourt is Payton and Oladipo. And it's Hezonja in at the 3 slot. Bazemore misses. The Magic trailed by 5.
And guys, you hear about how the Hawks are the jokingly referred to as the Spurs of the East. It has to do with their coach, Mike Budenholzer, who's really brought that philosophy here to Atlanta.
Payton with some nice D.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Here's Oladipo. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he knocks down the first one. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Atlanta. Orlando also making some changes. Nicholson's checked in for Aaron Gordon. Fournier comes in for Hezonja. And it's Jennings in for Elfrid Payton. The Hawks leading by 3. Now here's Schroeder. On the wing, Korver. The Hawks again can't hit.
That's a big donut, folks, here. Start the second half. 4 straight they've missed. That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Millsap misses.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
And Oladipo, here we go. For 3, Fournier. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Now here's Schroeder, guarded by Oladipo. Here's Horford. Cinched that one from the post. Horford's got his second basket of the game.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
And, Greg, you know how it is. Sometimes it only takes 1 or 2 baskets to get things going. Maybe we're getting ready to pump a little life into this one.
Millsap kicks it to Bazemore. From the high post. Korver, no luck.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
Kicks it out to Jennings. 5 to shoot. The Magic need to get a shot off here. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Kent Bazemore. And the Magic making a change here as well. Marble's checked in. Millsap a screen. In the corner, Sefolosha with it. Sinks the triple. Sefolosha's got 6. The Hawks offense was a thing of beauty at times to watch last year. They really came together. They epitomized that turn team so well.
You hit it right on the head. I mean, they knew how to... find the open man. The ball always ended up in the right spot, and so many of their shots came from assists, second in the league in that category.
There's the 3. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession. For the Hawks, Splitters checked in for Horford. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Hardaway is subbed in for Kyle Korver.
Well, I tell you what, the Hawks were terrific in so many different ways last year offensively. They led the league in catch and shoot points per game. And when you watch video, that's what stands out.
Hawks also led the league in catch and shoot threes per game last season. They have a roster of guys that can knock it down with space and really made the most of it.
One problem the Magic faced last season was depth. They really weren't a deep team, and it hurt them along the way.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, they had the second fewest bench points in the league, and that number was really low because they didn't use the bench that often.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Payton kicks to Smith. To the inside. Gordon. Got a hand on it.
I'd like to see him use a little clock here.
I agree with you. Milk the clock with this possession. That's what they've got to be doing.
Scott kicks to Sefolosha. And again, it's Atlanta.
You know what? Didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
Here's Azania. Drained for 2 points. Teague with the ball. And we've watched. And we're set to start the action up here in the 4th quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. The Magic trail by 6. They've got Kent Bazemore. Hardaway is out there with Teague. Then it's